Welcome to the Ann and Ashley Show. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ann.
Coming at you live from Connor's Clinic. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow our social media pages and these videos for more episodes. In today's episode, we will be discussing EMFs, what they are, how they affect our health, and ways to reduce our exposure. So Ann, what are EMFs?
So a very basic explanation of what EMFs are is you can think of them as invisible energy fields. Really, it's a magnetic field or an electric field that is emitted from devices. So it can be from cell phones, from computers, from gaming devices, and really from any household appliance. So yeah, I was really shocked to see that a hairdryer is one of the worst offenders in emitting EMFs. And so it's really kind of scary when you think about drying your hair every morning and putting it obviously close to your head.
That is terrifying.
So, limit the use of the hairdryer, let your hair air dry once in a while, or just, try to not use the dryer the whole time. Get your hair halfway done, and it might not be good for styling, but you're protecting your brain.
That's very important.
Yeah. So that's kind of a very basic description of what an EMF is. Mm-hmm. There's an infographic where you can see kind of the spectrum. So there is a spectrum. On the low end, you have longer wavelengths with a lower field, and then you get all the way up to kind of the shorter wavelengths, which emit a higher frequency or a higher magnetic field. And so the ends of the spectrum are thought to be damaging to us as humans. In the middle of the spectrum, there's visible light. Visible light is not harmful. So again, it's just kind of when you get outside of the visible light and you're entering into one ends of the spectrum, that is considered harmful, can be harmful to human health.
Yes, and the cellular structure and our chemistry gets all damaged and messed up too from these EMFs, and there have been several research studies done on just that. So there's been studies by the World Health Organization on EMFs in your cell phone and putting it directly up by your head, and that has been linked to gliomas with the radiation just in that spot on the same side the phone was being used on. In Europe, there have been studies on different leukemias for adults and children linked to specifically EMFs. There have also been studies done on our neurological and psychological health as well, negative effects on how it affects our mood or our sleep and several other symptoms. And then, of course, 5G has not even been researched yet. Right. Very little, but that's been a topic of interest lately for America, and that's kind of scary not to have any research to back that up. And they're saying that it's going to be on that gamma ray danger zone for EMF exposure, but it'll be so light that it's a long-term effect, and so we won't know how that's going to affect us. Again,
so we're basically research. Human guinea pigs for 5G, which is really scary because
it is. Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah,
and it's gonna everywhere.
Right, and so awareness, of course. So we should probably make that part 3 of this video.
That's a good idea.
I think that would be
3 parts.
Yeah, 3-part video now. But yeah, the symptoms that come with EMFs, there are so many of them.
There are a lot, and a lot of people experience a number of these symptoms. So it can be anything from chronic fatigue, brain fog, tinnitus, so the ringing in the ears, lack of concentration, ADD, which is rampant in the schools today.
Yeah.
It can joint pain. It's linked to being nauseous. Inability to handle stress. In today's society where everything is so fast-paced, we have high amounts of stress constantly. So EMFs can directly correlate to inability to handle stress. Anxiety. So EMFs are affecting us on a mitochondrial level, and so the moods, which you talked about, are a huge thing. So anxiety, depression, fertility as well is a big one. It seems like there is more and more infertility happening, and so how much do EMFs play a role in fertility. So
absolutely,
all things that play a role.
Yeah, and so ways to help reduce your exposure to hopefully reduce those symptoms would be to maybe shut off your Wi-Fi at night when you're not using it. Put your cell phone on airplane mode at night if possible. Keep it away from you when you're sleeping in the same room, maybe across the room, in a different room, whatever it might be, so you're not constantly getting exposed to it when you're sleeping. Also, going outside in nature and going for a nice walk will help ground you. Picking up maybe cool looking rocks to put in your pockets during the day so it can attract the EMFs to the rock and not to your person. Jewelry is very popular now with stones, so maybe wearing some type of stone, holding on to a stone when you're on your device, putting a distance between you and your device. Instead of putting a laptop directly on your lap, put a barrier between, especially with that fertility topic as well. That's huge.
Right.
And then plants and salt lamps, if you have those around your home, that would be a great thing to start utilizing. Smart meters are very popular now, without consent too, so you don't even know.
Putting them in without even telling people.
So the dangers of those and what room it is emitting directly on is very important. So maybe giving that room some more extra attention with salt lamps or plants or something along those lines. You can also eat rich antioxidant foods, yes. So the colorful rainbow on your plate. And then you could also put aluminum foil around your smart meter if you choose to. It may blow away in the wind. No guarantees on how effective that would be, but there are products coming out to also assist us in protecting and reducing our EMF exposure, especially with maybe 5G. So what can we do in that area?
So yes, there's a lot of things that we can do if we want to take it to the next level. So obviously these things that Ashley just talked about are things that you can just implement right now. Just being aware and making a conscious effort to try and get away from some of these exposures. We're never going to be able to take all EMFs away, but just reducing the exposure is the goal. So everything that Ashley said, if you feel like you're highly sensitive, because some people are, you can even take it to the next level. There's things that you can do to protect your home. There's things that you can apply to your devices to protect the fields from your devices. And there's supplements, there's just a number of different things that you can do to just kind of take it to that next level. Absolutely. And that's what we're going to talk about in episode 2. So we're really going to dig in, get into the nitty gritty of how a lot of these things work and what you can do to help protect yourself and your loved ones.
On part 2.
On part 2.
And then part 3.
Of part 3, because now we've just decided that we need a part 3 on the 5G. So definitely stay tuned. Again, please like and subscribe to our Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel as well. And share these videos with your loved ones, because certainly we hope that this information is helpful, and hopefully you are inspired to share it with others to help protect your loved ones.
Yes, of course. So thank you for watching.